everything said in this video is completely alleged. This story keeps getting crazier. If you have an internet connection, you probably know who MrBeast is. I still remember not long ago how everyone's feed was bombarded with his videos, and most of the time it was not by choice. However, MrBeast and his crew have been at the center of the spotlight recently, and not because they made another record-breaking video, but because of serious allegations regarding one of them who is also Jimmy's closest friend. Yes, I'm talking about the leaked messages from Kris Tyson's Discord server. Some of them even show Jimmy being aware of these servers' existence, which opens a whole nother can of worms. But before I delve deeper into it, watch the clip that started the fiasco.
Kris Tyson from MrBeast used me, manipulated me, and did very inappropriate things with me while I was about 15 years old. I was actually friends with Lava GS at the time, who is the main victim of Kris that everyone has been talking about these last few days, who claims he isn't a victim, but we all know he is, and we all know he probably got paid off. Not only that, but he's also under an NDA from when he worked for MrBeast Gaming for 2 years, and he tried to get me to join MrBeast Gaming himself, Lava. He's the one who actually sent me the contract and tried to get me to sign the NDA, at which point I ended our friendship because I knew they were just trying to silence me. Me and him were both initially involved in running Kris's Discord server, helping him set up his Twitch streams and moderating them, as well as other technical back-end things that he needed help with. This Discord server that we were a part of had about 10 people in it, most of whom were minors. I'm not sure how they got in there, other than me and Lava. He won a giveaway and Kris invited him after that. And Kris invited me after I saw one of his tweets asking for help setting up a Garry's Mod server for the 10 million subscriber MrBeast video.
Crazy, right? But what most people are focusing on is that Nathan and Lava were 15 at the time, while Tyson was 20. I'm here to tell you that the grooming process started much earlier from that, as one of the leaked screenshots from 2017 shows this person linking to Shadbase, and he's essentially a cartoonist who draws bad things and underage people, and it's not good. But what makes it worse is that the teens are essentially stars struck by celebrities or online personalities, thus letting many things pass since they're in the company of the person they idolize. This puts in place a power dynamic that could be abused, leading to cases similar to the ones we're seeing with Kris. You see, teens might not see the warning signs or feel comfortable saying anything because they don't want to lose their idol's approval. And that's evident in one of the leaked screenshots where Nathan lets everyone know he created an NSFW channel, and when asked why he would do such a thing, he replies because he was asked to do so by Kris. One of them even points out that it's inappropriate because of the presence of minors in the server, but he is quickly shot down by others. Some of them have been accustomed to the grooming that one person asks, quote, "What teenager do you know that hasn't seen a pair of breasts yet?" Which led to another responding, quote, "If there's like a 12-year-old on staff, then yeah, sure, but why would there be?" That's not all. Nathan has more to share, and this story gets even more absurd. Watch this next clip to see what he says.
This turned into us having lots of private conversations with Kris and playing video games with him for hours on end. Not only did we do a lot of unpaid work for him that he promised he would pay us for, he would also frequently bring up sexual topics that was definitely not appropriate to bring up around 15, 16-year-olds, especially with him being like, I don't know, 20, 21 years old. He would even go as far as linking me several different porn and hentai videos throughout the time of me talking with him. Not only that, but he had an NSFW bot in his Discord server before he made it public. So when it was just a private server, his little circle of minors. And he would use this NSFW bot to spam different corn images, alongside all these 15-year-olds.
Yikes. Some of the screenshots show that the server had a hentai bot, with Kris showing the most enthusiasm towards the NSFW channels, where he says, quote, "Going to flood this S." I agree that it's a reference to him sending videos and spamming underage people with inappropriate messages. In addition to him expressing concern of people seeing how weird they are if they have access to that channel, in another message, Kris proudly announces, quote, "Just put my nudes in NSFW." The date of this message shows 2019, so most people present in the server are at the age of 15 or 16, while Tyson was 20. And this wasn't just a one-time thing. In another leaked image, Kris asks one of the members to start a side chat and let everyone active join to share lewd images, followed up by, quote, "Okay everyone, this chat never happened. Griffin, purge it all once I'm done." That's disgusting if you ask me, and the fact that this whole situation took this long to come out is very mind-boggling. How did Tyson manage to cover up for so long? Well, you have to watch the next clip to find out.
He would also frequently call me dad and daddy, as well as the others, which I guess we all kind of just took as a joke at the time. You have to think this is someone who we looked up to at the time, we idolized, we thought was the coolest person in the world, so they couldn't really do any wrong in our eyes. But looking back, I was definitely uncomfortable at being called daddy by a 20-year-old. Even just thinking about it now, it's just uncomfortable. This server later went public and became his official Discord server, but before it did, he had me and Lava spend multiple days scrubbing this Discord server clean of all of the N-words he had sent in it, as well as his friends, as well as deleting the NSFW channels and making sure no one could see that he was spamming corn to minors.
So he requested from Lava to wipe it out just before they made it public for another fan to join it. And Nathan is not lying when he says the N-word was used. One leaked image shows that Cookie saying, "I went and deleted every single time the N-word has been," followed up with a deleted attachment from Nathan saying, "Yikes." I can only imagine what it was based on how disgusting this story is turning out to be. Now, for the most part, after all of this was leaked, Kris tweeted, quote, "I'd like to apologize for any of my past behavior or comments. If it hurt or offended anyone, it was not my intent. Seeing recent events, we've mutually decided it's best I permanently step away from MrBeast and social media to focus on my family and mental health." Adding, quote, "I want to add, I've never groomed anyone, and in past years, I have learned that my old humor is not acceptable. I cannot change who I was, but I can continue to work on myself." But Jimmy sent out a tweet of his own a couple days later saying, quote, "Over the last few days, I've become aware of the serious allegations of Ava Tyson's behavior online, and I'm disgusted and opposed to the unacceptable acts. During that time, I've been focused on hiring an independent third party to conduct a thorough investigation to ensure I had all the facts. That said, I've seen enough online and taken immediate action to remove Ava from the company, my channel, and any association with Beast. I do not condone or support any of the inappropriate actions. I will allow the independent investigators the necessary time to conduct a comprehensive investigation and will take any further actions based on their findings." Those are two conflicting statements, and it's clear that Jimmy's trying to distance himself as much as possible from this whole situation, thinking he could convince people in general and his fans in particular that he wasn't aware of any of these things taking place. Or was he? Leaked screenshots show that people in the chat always knew that he was present in the server, and he even once commented on Kris's PP size, with Kris acknowledging that it is indeed MrBeast, where he says, "Haha, MrBeast joins in to comment on my PP size. I love it." Now, this doesn't mean that Jimmy engaged in acts similar to Kris, but it clearly shows that he was aware of the server's existence, and he does not get carte blanche to act surprised that such incidents were taking place without his knowledge. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think Kris will get away with this, or will he see him behind bars anytime soon? Let's get the conversation rolling in the comments down below.